We are paging Dr. Paul to learn what we need to know about the dreaded gastrovirus. Norovirus has impacted this year's Olympic Games, causing disruptions after some of the women's hockey teams experienced norovirus outbreaks. Let's bring in Dr. Paul with more on this today. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Rosie.
Yes, this is very on topic here today, talking about gastroenteritis.
Exactly.
Now, it's common, but what is it?
Basically, it is an infection of the stomach and the intestines, and you basically get it by ingesting whatever germ it is, and it causes diarrhea and vomiting. I mean, it's gross, it's uncomfortable. Good news is that it's viral in most situations, and it goes away on its own, but it can cause discomfort and can spread very easily. Norovirus is one of the causes of gastroenteritis, and I thought we'd talk about it today because it's in the news.
Yes.
But there's other causes of gastro as well. But particularly this norovirus is very interesting. It was called the Norwalk virus because it was discovered in Norwalk, Ohio, in the United States. Now they changed the name. And we find it really in tight spaces. So team dressing rooms, right? Cruise ships, the famous outbreaks in cruise ships, long-term care retirement homes, daycares. I've got a lot of daycares in my area that are an outbreak, long-term care retirement homes, where people congregate because it spreads very easily. And it spreads really a difference. A flu, like a respiratory infection, usually you breathe it in. This type of infection, you have to swallow it. It sounds gross, but it's invisible. So you touch a contaminated surface, somebody didn't wash their hands after going to the bathroom, you touch it, and you can swallow the germ and get those infections.
So the germs that are out there are really confined to mainly, they're coming from the washroom?
Yes,
is it fecal matter?
It's fecal and vomiting. And vomitus, And so, again, it's gross, but like I said, that's why we talk about washing your hands. And then if you have an outbreak or if you have people in your home that have a gastro, make sure that you disinfect all the surfaces, you know, the sink, the toilets and all that. Wash your hands very, very often. And especially with young children in daycares, we tell parents, when you change your diapers, make sure you wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Exactly, and that's the best way to prevent it.
This germ that lives, that causes the virus, must be quite powerful. Does it live very long on surfaces?
Some of them can live up to 12 hours. This one lives about 4 to 6 hours. So you don't know, you know, what's been there, right? So that's why we say wash your hands before and after you touch your face, meals and so on. But it's quite important to know that gastroenteritis is, again, it's a viral and it causes vomiting, diarrhea, and we're worried about dehydration. That's the thing that we worry about.
Of course.
Really. You know.
What do you have to watch out for? Because, it's happened at the Olympic Games. It can be common, as you said, in daycare, so you may be able to see it in children. What do you have to look out for in terms of symptoms?
Very good question. So vomiting, diarrhea, and that's one thing. But what we want to know is the child hydrating? So is the child being able, because what's happening, you're losing liquid by vomiting or diarrhea, and it's a catch-up game. Are you catching up enough? Is the child drinking enough not to become dehydrated? And so you're looking for signs of dehydration. So in young children, they don't cry, they don't have tears anymore in young babies. Their lips and mouth is dry inside. They're listless. And in younger babies, they urinate less frequently. So usually you have 4 to 6 wet diapers a day, but it's less so if a child is dehydrated.
I see.
So those are signs of dehydration. And a lot of parents tell me, what do I do? Well, try giving liquid. Obviously, if they vomit, make sure that you wait a bit and give it again. Don't give water. That's the other thing. Don't give water. You need to give something like Pedialyte, Gastrolyte, those type of things that have electrolytes and salt in them. That's the thing. Now, unfortunately, some children, and adults for that matter, but some children become so dehydrated, Rosie, that they need to be admitted to the hospital. So those are the signs that I was telling you. They're listless. You could tell their mouth is dry. They don't have any tears. They're not urinating frequently. They're not themselves. And then, unfortunately, they need to get intravenous rehydration. Good news is that even with that, most children recover very nicely, and no treatment other than that is required.
Okay, but how do you treat gastrovirus?
Not much to do, really. There's really no treatment. There's no antibiotic, if it's a viral illness. It really is making sure. The trick is the catch-up game. Are we drinking? Is it in more than out? If it's out more than in, then you got to make sure you're watching the child, particularly the younger children, because they can dehydrate very quickly. Again, most children goes away on its own.
How long?
A couple of days,
Couple
2-3 days
Okay.
maximum,
Okay.
and then it goes away. If it persists longer than that, if they
Yeah.
have blood in their stool or other symptoms that are different or making the child unwell, go to the hospital.
Dr. Paul, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
stopping by.